Jayden, it just seemed like it was a frustrating night for you guys. You never really could get into a rhythm. How can you kind of describe this one?
Yeah, it was a tough one. We couldn't get in a rhythm all night. We made some strides here and there, but they really punched us in the mouth throughout the whole game. And credit to them and their game plan. But yeah, we were just a little off tonight, a little off kilter.
Go next to Ronnie Woodward, please.
Jayden, I know it's kind of heat of the moment right now, but as you kind of head into the offseason, just what do you maybe think needs to happen, or what do you think the focus maybe needs to be the program to obviously kind of move up in this league?
Just got to have better perimeter shooting. Get in the gym more. Just got to get better mentally and physically, and just really just be a student of the game.
We'll go back to Steven, please.
Jayden, what was kind of the locker room atmosphere like? I know nobody will see their season come to an end, but kind of describe what the emotions were in there.
I mean, we have some seniors and some senior walk-ons, and it was very emotional. Like you said, no one wants their season to end, be a game, but just got to console those guys and just thank them for all they've done for the program, because they've done a tremendous part.
Go next to Brian Murphy, please.
Jayden, in the first half, you only had 4 shots. Was UCF's defense doing anything that really frustrated you, or what do you think caused that?
Just a little bit of everything, just timing. I had some looks that I could have got from my teammates, but they made good plays throughout the night. And just credit to them. They've been doing Coach Dawkins. He does a really good job of scheming for me, and I was able to be effective in the second half. We got some good looks, but so just credit to their defensive scheme on me.
I think Chuck called him. Did you call on me there, Chuck?
You're up, Patrick.
Okay, thank you. Jayden, as far as just kind of characterizing the last month and a half, go from the high of beating Houston, you guys play a couple of close losses to some really good teams, but then things are shut down. Did you ever feel like you guys were ever just able to kind of get out of the starter's block with this most recent restart?
I besides like our non-conference, after we came back from Christmas break, we haven't been in a rhythm at all during the second half of the season. But it's not we can control. I mean, we're going through a pandemic, so we just got to do what we got to do. Teams are still coming out of pauses and still playing well. So we just have to be able to adjust to that. And this will be a learning experience for how to deal with this next season.
Okay, we'll take a couple more for Jayden. We'll go to Dan Tortora, please.
Jayden, just kind of going off of that, what you can say about navigating through this as a student athlete, and such an interesting year and a very trying year, I'm sure, on you as a player, that we don't get to see the fact that you don't really have a life. You go to practice, you go to your games, you go back to your room, you can't really do anything. How have you handled this season, and what can you say about the life of a student athlete?
It's tough for everybody. So I'm gonna speak for myself. I mean, I'm a selfless guy. I'm a team first guy. So I'm not gonna jeopardize my teammates or our season by going out. But things happen. So I mean, people catch COVID from the court. So if you catch it from the court, you can't really help it. But it's just a mental thing, a mental aspect, and then sometimes it's draining. It's draining on you. And I feel for all the student athletes. This is just a very draining season. You don't know when you're going to play games. It could get canceled left and right. You could be on pause, not doing anything. Can't play basketball. So I just speak to, like, I understand any student athlete going through stuff, and we just got to be there for them as teammates and brothers.
Great, Jayden, thanks so much for your time. Excuse you back in the game, please.
Just fire away with the questions, guys.
All right, then we'll start with Stephen Ago, please.
Joe, it just seemed like UCF got up quickly and then kind of controlled the pace, and you guys made a run at times second half. But how do you kind of sum this one up?
I thought we were awful. I mean, we didn't play well. I thought they played really well, got off to a good start. Hurt us with some, our ball screen. We hadn't given up that many layups off of ball screen defense in a while, and they bothered us early with ball screen. Then the second half, they just punished us inside with post play.
Okay, we'll take the next one from Ronnie Woodward, please.
Joe, when you look at UCF's won 12 straight in this series, and 3 this season, is it just kind of when that happens with two teams, is it a matchup thing? Is it mental at all when one team just kind of has that advantage over another for a long period of time?
I think it's been a bad matchup. I mean, I thought, our first year they hit with Taco and Aubrey Dawkins and all those guys had a lot of experienced guys. And now, I do think Mahan and obviously when they took Perry, they've stayed old and, got old and stay old. And I think those guys have developed. And obviously Reynolds, although he's a freshman, played really well against us, both games. And Diggs played really well against us. So I think it's been a matchup. I don't know. I can't imagine that any of our guys even know about the streak, to tell you the truth.
Go to Patrick Johnson for the next one, please.
Coach, it seemed like they really put the clamps on Jayden in the first half and obviously struggled from 3. So that didn't really open things up inside or really give him any room. Did one thing kind of lead to the other, or was it just a case of just not knocking down those 3s tonight?
Well, the court's going to get shorter every time you don't make 3s. I mean, people are just going to shrink the court on you, and they did. We didn't get to the free throw line as much as we had been recently, but when you're not making 3s, it's going to shrink the court, and that's what they did.
We'll go to Dan Tortora for the next one, please.
Coach, can you just speak? I asked Jayden about this from the student athlete point of view, but just how you've taken this season and just what it's been like to coach through a pandemic and have to deal with the fact that you really don't have a life, and seeing these student athletes do the best that they can in a situation that's obviously very unique to the time.
I think that, first of all, we're not frontline responders, so it's not like we're doing anything, overly heroic. But I do think that these guys and young ladies have been unbelievably vigilant. I think they've done an unbelievable job trying to do what they want to do, which is play basketball. And a lot of sacrifice on their part. I'm proud of our guys. I'm sure that every other coach is proud of their young ladies and young men also. And it's been unique for everybody as a society. But I think they deserve a lot of credit for the sacrifices that they've made in order to play the game they love.
Okay, time for 2 more. We'll go to Jonathan Alfano, please.
Can you kind of describe what the dynamic is of playing a team back-to-back? You played them in your last regular season game, and now you play them first round of the conference tournament. What's that kind of effect have on the game?
Well, I think familiarity. We obviously, had, scouting report. We just saw them a week ago Thursday, so I think that we or a week ago. So I do think that you have a little bit more familiarity, personnel. They tweaked a couple of things, we tweaked a couple of things, but I don't think there's much difference, to tell you the truth, at all. But it does make scouting report a little bit quicker.
And we'll take the last one from Stephen Igo, please.
Coach, when you look at kind of the struggles down the stretch here for you guys, how much of it is a balance versus looking at, hey, we're obviously hurt by the COVID pause, and then maybe we still need to upgrade the talent in some certain areas? I
think both. I mean, I think both. We do need to continue to upgrade talent. I think like every other, but I do think, I looked through game notes, and I believe, if I'm not wrong, when Suns for Florida shut down for a little bit, they lost 6 of 7 coming out of when they came out of pause. So there's no telling how your team can respond. After these deals, there's no, book that you can read, or there's no, manual to follow. But I do think that, we'll continue. We do need to continue to upgrade our talent. We need to develop the young guys that we have in the program and try to get better.
Coach Dooley, thanks for giving us a few minutes tonight. I appreciate it.